Julio Frank, who was the former Minister of Health in Mexico and then the Dean of the Harvard School of Public Health, has said that public health is currently at the threshold of a new era fueled by four simultaneous revolutions. In this module, we will focus on one of these revolutions, systems thinking, also called holistic thinking. The other three are advances in life sciences, information and communication technologies, and social justice and equality. Let's start by defining what a system is. Peter M. Senge, author of The Fifth Discipline, widely considered to be one of the foremost theorists on management and leadership from a systems perspective, has said, "A system is a perceived whole whose elements hang together because they continually affect each other over time and operate toward a common purpose." Perhaps in more simple terms, systems and the thinking about them are about relationships and connection. We are all part of systems. Even our bodies are made up of systems, all the parts working together to produce good health. This topic is about looking at and realizing the complexity and the interdependency of the systems in which we live and work. This topic is about big picture thinking, which is an essential skill for all managers and leaders. Because I lead organizations who are working with and connected to many different stakeholders and actors, I spend a lot of my day looking at issues from a systems thinking perspective. What systems are you a part of? We're all raised to be a part of a family system. You're part of this course. While we each learn individually, we also gather as a group and learn in a system. We're all part of complex organizations where we work, and we're part of community systems and the massive systems of our countries and nations. The goal of public health leaders, managers, and health workers everywhere is simple: improve the health of individuals and population. It sounds simple, and yet we all know it is anything but simple. The goal of improving health outcomes is often only achievable through the efforts of many people from many different disciplines. It's by its nature highly complex. And such complexity is the landscape of public health. It's a given. Acknowledging this, the question for us then is, how can we best work to strengthen health systems and improve health outcomes in these highly complex environments? In this module, we'll talk about systems thinking as a practice for working in partnership with others, for working in complex environments, and for creating effective interventions that achieve our goals. As Dr. Frank suggested, systems thinking can help us to comprehend the complexity of the various systems we work in or are impacted by. It can help us to think of these complex systems not as a problem, blaming administrators or funding agencies, but rather as sources of opportunity, or ways by which we can improve how things are done. In fact, one of the main insights that I hope you'll take from this module is that complexity is not automatically a negative thing, and it isn't the same thing as chaos. Systems are organized, even if complex. This is our reality. With the right approach, complexity can be seen as a fertile ground where we can find multiple options for how to approach a problem. It is at the heart of systems thinking that we're able to recognize complexity, embrace it, and work together across systems to find solutions and change outcomes. Approaching complexity as a positive thing also supports the goal of building diverse and cross-functional teams. It also works well with building collaborative partnerships across agencies. Now I'd like to get more into what systems thinking is. According to Senge, systems thinking encompasses a large and fairly amorphous body of methods, tools, and principles, all oriented to looking at the interrelatedness of forces and seeing them as a part of a common process. Senge is a part of this revolution that Julio Frank talked about, a revolution that encourages us to approach our work by acknowledging complexity rather than by searching for a singular, simple, cause and effect answer. We'll talk more about this in a minute, but here's a second definition that I like. Systems thinking is a thought and review process that fosters looking at the whole rather than the parts to understand an organization or situation. For example, let's imagine that I learned money had gone missing in one of my program's units. If I were using simplistic thinking, sometimes called linear thinking, sometimes also called event-oriented thinking, I would go from A, money missing, to B, who took it, to C, fire him or her. If I were to use holistic thinking or systems thinking, I would start at A, money missing, and go to D and F and G. What are the forces that allowed this to happen? How are our controls? Are they adequate? Do we have a culture in that unit of turning a blind eye? These are questions from a systems thinking or holistic thinking point of view. I skip who took it and how soon can we get rid of that person. That's simplistic thinking. The habit of systems thinking will make you a better problem solver and improve the systems you're working in the long run. A working definition for those of us in public health sees systems thinking as an approach to problem solving that views problems in the context of an overall system. It sees systems thinking as a set of habits and practices based on the belief that the parts of a system are interrelated, not isolated. It's a shift from a simple, linear, reductionist way of approaching a problem to one acknowledging complexity and multiple influences. In this lecture, I've laid the groundwork for the rest of the module by defining terms like systems and systems thinking. In the rest of this module, you'll learn about the different approaches to health system strengthening.